Alrighty, first we do a sound check. Make sure everything sounds about right. Oh, I gotta refresh the page. Make sure everything sounds about. All right, cool. We're good on that. Next, we start off with a little bit of artwork. So this picture is pretty cool. Serge Baralt, art, or Serge, or Sergey? Serge, we'll say Serge. Art director of Mendus Arts Digital Dimension. I like this. This is like a really cool picture. Asian chick, baggy upper garment, hoodie, whatever, joint. It's kind of cool. Stick, staff. Looks like, I thought it was like a samurai sword at first, but it looks pretty much the same. I do like the colors. I do like how, you have these little blocks in the background. So that's really cool. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And there's some other stuff. So, as y'all know, I've been off for a little while. I guess maybe a little bit too long. Just been enjoying, enjoying being lazy and not doing extra stuff. I did allude to it, but changing the streaming schedule to where it's like 3 times a month, and then one week off. So last week I actually went out to found a strip club, hour and a half away. There's like 3 of them, and they're all in like the same area. So went to those, checked those out. Those were okay. Found one that was kind of to my liking. So yeah, I'll be probably going to that one when I feel like it. I will say though, really, okay, something to that. But I will say though that this is real. Oh, this is a gem right here. I like this one. I will say though that I had a little bit of fun and got out, spent the night over there in Hinesville, Fort Stewart area, and took the drive back the next day, which felt so much shorter than when I was going up there, of course. But took the drive back, and it was really nice in terms of like seeing everything during the day and seeing the sights and seeing some of all the other towns on the way to my town. Also appreciating the fact that my town is what it is. Some of these other towns, man, you literally, I thought my town was small. You see the welcome sign, and in 2 minutes later, you saw the welcome sign and another welcome sign going in the other direction. And that was for like the town of Screven, Georgia. That was freaking crazy. I was like, holy crap. Damn, that's freaking small. All right, so we're going to be working on Discord bot tonight. With this one, I kind of want to make this a little bit more robust. Well, we're always trying to do that, right? I want to add an RSS feed to this. And the only problem I have with adding an RSS feed is making sure that I don't repost the same stuff every single time, right? I don't want to just every hour pull down the same RSS feed and pull down another article. Or I don't even want to randomize it and then possibly pulling down the same article over and over and over again. One RSS feed that I have is from Cointelegraph, and they have quite a few RSS feeds actually. This is really nice. This is a page for all of their RSS feeds. And what's nice about this is that you can actually query these RSS feeds, and then it'll give you the XML document, and then you can just parse it from there. In terms of RSS feeds, I forgot. I think it's I forgot what RSS means. Hold on. What does RSS mean? RSS is a web feed that allows users and applications to access updates to websites in a standardized computer-readable format. Subscribing to RSS feeds can allow for the user to keep track of many different websites in a single news aggregator. Okay, so tell me what it means, though. I forgot what it meant. Oh, man, where is it? Where's it? Okay. Site summary. Really simple syndication. That's what it was. Okay. Really simple syndication. But with an RSS feed, what's nice about it is that you can just get, you know, a whole bunch of articles in an XML format. So if we look at Cointelegraph and we copy this link here, use this browser here. So this is essentially what it looks like, or this is what it looks like in terms of your RSS feed. It's going to give you all of your different, you have everything. It's an XML format. So everything's described in almost like HTML tags. And this is kind of actually how your Microsoft documents look too, for the main portion of the document. The actual docx file format is almost like a zip archive. Really, it takes an approach like kind of like what apps are in Apple. So just for you guys to like kind of know that, I was trying to, it's like kind of cool when you like start to look at those, like those actual what's it called, apps, those Apple apps. They're actually just like zip files, if you will, or archives, if you will, and then they contain a whole bunch of stuff. It's like a bundle. It's kind of like oh man, Debian has like DPKG. No, Debian has Debian packages, I believe. It's like cab files. There we go. If you remember cab files in Windows, it's kind of like that. A docx file is kind of like that too. Once you actually go in, you can actually get information out of it, and that's how they do all the security stuff on it too. It's almost like you're dealing with a zip archive as well to a certain extent. So that's just kind of a cool thing that you learn as you go along and start working with these things. Anyways, XML format, and you can see here we can have all the we have all the information about the images and where the actual image URL is and all that other stuff. What I've learned when using, say, here we go. This is a link here. Category and no, it's not the link. Where's the link to the article? Analysis. So it's channel, image, and then item, and then content. Here we go. Link. There you go. So if I take a link, and I didn't do that right. I copied a little bit too much. But if I take a link and I talk to the Obfuscate bot, and I post that link to the bot or to this area, what you'll see is that it actually does everything for you in terms of all the markup and everything like that. Actually, let me turn the stream off on my side. Yeah, so it'll do all the markup for you, or it'll parse it accordingly, getting the image, getting the description from that actual link and that web page, and then giving you this image and giving you this whole breakdown here. You can do this yourself if you do what they call an embed, but and this is kind of how an embed looks right here. It's just like me looking at an embed. But here, if I wanted to do the news, it would just give me this link over and over again. So I was testing that out earlier too. And I want to make it to where it's like, okay, I can get this information and it comes in on a regular basis. So let's look at the thing I was using. Oh, and the reason why we're not doing FAT tonight is because I'm having a problem with the server. I added this Obfuscate bot, and I'm sure I'm screwing something up with it, and I didn't take the time to fix it throughout today because I was just working on the project for my day job, and there's a lot going on with that. So I'm trying to get that going, and make sure that actually works because I have to release that project on Monday. So got to make sure I do what I'm supposed to do and produce. Anyways, so if I look at this here, with the right here, so feed reader, I use this package, a node package that for handling Atom and RSS resources and normalized to JSON object. So this is really nice. And what we can do with this is if I do, I think it's in trash, node, trash, feed reader. All right. So what this does for me is error array 1 is not defined. Oh, okay. I was doing some work in that. Let me just have that take the whole screen. So we add our module here, and then this is the URL for the RSS feed. And in this case, what I wanted to do is just find the differences between the two RSS feeds. I was looking something up earlier that was actually pretty good. This article here, or this Stack Overflow answer here. So if you wanted to find the intersection of two arrays, if you wanted to find the difference of two arrays, if you wanted to find everything but the difference, I think is how you do this, or any what they include. This way, you will get an array containing all the elements of array 1 that are not in array 2, and vice versa. Okay. So we're gonna have to do something like this, I assume. The only problem I have is storing the data and where I'm going to store the data, and making sure that the data is not the same if I do this route. Now, the reason I don't like this route is because I would have to store the data. I want it to be where, okay, if I look at the latest article, maybe if I miss an article, like I have to define what I'm okay with in terms of missing data, and what I want actual data. What type of data do I want? What interval do I want it at? And things like that. So I was thinking about this. I can, this is why I was kind of like, I was messing around with the server today, and I started to work on before I had to start work. I started working on getting this going in terms of making it a little bit more robust. But, I futzed around with it here and there. But for the most part, I have to make sure all this works here. I don't want to store this in a database because I don't think it's data that I want to store. And then that can get pretty gnarly over time. And, of course, you're going to have to, write things to actually clean out that database collection. And I don't want to deal with that. I want this to be query it and it be stateless, so it doesn't have to store any data or anything like that. It just writes it and that's it, or finds it or queries the RSS feed, gets the information, and then from there sends it back out and does maybe a check, but it does a check based on what is actually in the chat. So if I look at this chat, or even a chat thread, like this one in this finance channel, I post something here. All right, cool. Did I post this article before? Look in the previous chats and see if I posted this article. If I posted this article or any other article, then don't use it. Also, maybe taking the first 5 articles out of the array that is produced, and only those 5 articles, and that's it. So let's go ahead and do this. 0, 2, let's see it. I don't even know what the fuck that's for. Anyways, all right. So, node trash feed. All right, so all it's going to do is produce this. So it's going to give me the link, the title, content snippet, publish date, author, content. So all I really need is the link, because that's all I'm going to put in here, and it'll parse it accordingly. If I look at the Obfuscate bot and actually go into it. Okay, I have to go home. Yeah, there we go. And then look, all my chats here. So if I post just a link, then it'll actually do all the parsing for me, and that should be fine. And that's going to give me the results I want. Now, if I wanted to do a little bit more and maybe even do some sentiment analysis or anything else like that on it in terms of the word that's actually the words that are actually in the article or anything else, or maybe it's like not even sentiment analysis, but just keyword searching, because sentiment analysis is like a bigger thing, so that's the wrong word to use. But keyword searches based on what's in the article, like, okay, maybe I only want articles that list ADA or something like that within the body of their article. I'm going to have to do a little bit more to actually retrieve those articles and then get a readable version to where I can just parse it. But all that can be done. Maybe I just only focus on, you know, Cardano news, Extella Lumen news, things like that. Excuse me. All right, cool. So now that I have this and I have all this information here, this is an array. This is an array of JSON objects. So from here, I can actually do some other stuff and kind of parse this a little bit. Well, now that I know I have this, okay, this is fine, and I can post all those articles in there. In fact, I can produce a cleaner list. All right. So now this is just something I was working on before. And again, just using I+1, whatever the index value is, or the position, or the index value, the index of the array value is. So it'll start off at 0. So I have to add 1 to it to make it, like, you know, not, I don't have to add 1, but not using 0 as its placeholder number, starting from number 1 and going from there. So now I can see that, hey, listen, this usually lists probably about 30 articles. This has been fairly consistent in terms of what I've seen in the past, in terms of like all the stuff that, or the output, the RSS feed only gives you the latest 30 articles, or the 30 latest articles. So now that I have that and I see this information here, you know, what I want to do is probably store that in an array and then compare it. So let's look at our article here so we can see the intersection. I want to see, I guess, the difference. That's going to be kind of hard because I'd have to keep on running this over and over again and kind of have it query the same thing. Yeah, well, okay, cool. What we can do is just at least say, hey, no difference. So we'll do a set interval. If I do feed entries, let feed items equals an empty array. I could probably just do let feed items and that'll be it, and then assign something to it later, but I like to do this a little bit more. Feed entries. So I'm not going to do anything with the feed entries. I'm just going to let them be, I'm just going to feed items equals feed, and then dot entries, because there's the feed, and then the dot entries gets all the information within that, and that'll be the array of JSON objects that I need to look at. All right, feed items, feed entries, and I'm not going to do anything with these. Let's keep the code around. All right. So feed items, feed entries. All right. So I have that, parse that then. All right. So then I can do set interval. Wait, do I have a set interval in JavaScript, in Node.js? I mean, I think it's a built-in function, but I just want to make sure. Node.js set interval. Yeah. How do you set interval? Yeah, and it takes a function, and then the time in milliseconds, I believe. All right. And then clear interval. Just bring that on the screen here. Actually, let's look at it from, where is it? It's timers, Node.js tutorials. I don't want to do a set timeout. We want to do set interval. I don't see anything on Mozilla, which I guess makes sense because it's going to be JavaScript. But it should be the same thing, though. Set timers. Set immediate. I never used that one. All right, cool. Set interval. There we go. And then, so set interval itself takes a function. And then from there, you make it do stuff. So in this case, so set interval, and then this, and then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna encapsulate this whole venable. I'm gonna encapsulate this whole venable into a whole entire async function into this here, and can make this asynchronous, and then I can use the await keyword, and then with that being done, I can console.log feed items. So process it. Honestly, I really should not do this. It's horrible. The reason why you shouldn't do this because I already have a denable. The only reason you would do something like this is if you have this denable here, and I like to call these denables, but if you have this asynchronous call here, if you use this asynchronous call syntax, then you can assign it to like a variable and then, get the result of that variable. In this case, though, I don't need to do that. I can just do all this stuff and encapsulate it into here, and then go ahead. Then then it'll output what I need it to without issue. So I wouldn't need this. So the only reason I do like feed items like this is, actually, this is going to be a problem. And I'm trying to think about this one. Feed item. See, the thing is, if I run set interval, every time it's going to overwrite feed items. So I need to have two of them, but at some point I have to reference the previous feed item and the new feed item. It's just very crude. So feed items old, feed items new, feed items new. And then what I'm going to do is, when it starts, I'm going to move feed items old to feed items new to feed items old. New equals feed items old. Feed items new. That way I can keep track of both of them and then do whatever comparisons I need to. This will also work. Oh, and I got my set interval done improperly here because I have to actually add a time. So in this case, if I do like, I think it's 100 it's like in milliseconds, so 600 milliseconds would be a minute. Let's see, hold on. Above example will execute every 1500 milliseconds at 1.5 seconds. Okay, so it's in milliseconds. It should be like that. But that should be every second. what I want to do is 1.5 seconds. So I want to do every minute. So that should be that. No, milliseconds or 1.5 seconds. So 1,000. So I need 60,000. That should be every minute. There. And we'll just do this until like we just kill the program. So it'll run forever. We'll take out the async keyword because we're just going to use a Venable to get this done. And then from there, let's get this little bit of information here. So let's see what it says, intersection and then the difference. So I want the difference. So feed entries, difference, and then array 1, not array 2. So that intersection for 1, 2, 3 yield. On the other hand, we'll return the same thing. Okay. So we'll just do old, new. D-stew. Where did you, okay, hold on. Let me, first off, I appreciate you being here, sir. Where did you learn to code? Need a beginner's course, starting from scratch, looking to get into this arena. So I learned to code from just doing different projects online. And kind of one of the first projects you do is like a calculator. It's probably one of the very first projects you ever do in terms of like learning your, oh, wow, this is really cool. So let's break that down and answer that question. But this is really cool. Freaking bullpup. This looks like something from IWI. Whoa. Oh my God, that's a beautiful gun. All right, so a great resource is udemy.com. So with udemy.com, for instance, if I wanted to learn something like Node.js or any type of front-end programming, I'm a back-end guy. I do full stack development, meaning that I do all the front-end client-side code, back-end code, and working with various different APIs and stuff like that. But if I wanted to work, learn Node.js from scratch, I would probably go with a course from this guy here. This is Maximilian Schwarzmuller. He runs Academind. Let me just take your comment out here. D-Stu, hey, no problem, brother. I appreciate you actually showing up, man, and interacting. That's awesome. And you can always ask questions like this. One stream, shout out to my brother Richard Dixon. And one stream, what we did is that we actually helped him out with a problem, and we did that live, and that was pretty fun, man. That was really cool. And we looked at, that and some other stuff. But I would definitely check out this course here, and then on Academind, right? Academind, he's already on YouTube. So what I would also suggest is use the platform that we're using right now. So for instance, there's Academind. You can find him on YouTube, right? And he does have free information, free courses and things like that. So you want to look at Academind or Maximilian Schwarzmuller, him and his partner work on that, his business partner. So that is a great resource. Another one is Traversy Media. This fucking guy, bro, amazing. And he's actually opening it up to where he's having other people, he's turning this into a larger channel where it's almost like a network. So Traversy Media is Tech Guy Web. Oh, okay, I didn't know that was his channel name. But yeah, definitely Traversy Media is another one. This is where you can actually have like full-on courses from start to finish, Node.js, REST APIs, how to use Vue, Node.js videos. So you can actually look at these and look at this entire playlist of all his Node.js stuff. And he has, full-on courses on here too. And he also has courses on udemy.com. But Udemy, I think, is a lot nicer, especially if you want to invest the money and not deal with, a lot of this stuff here where it's just so much. It's a lot more direct and precise in terms of like, okay, we're learning this and we're going from scratch to a finished product, Facebook-like, Twitter-like app or something like that. How to store that online and other things. So Traversy Media. The last one is Free Code Camp. And this is awesome. This is Traversy Media is following this the footsteps of this guy in terms of what he actually puts out there. This guy, I think his name is Bew or something like that. And they have a lot of different videos about a lot of different things, but another amazing resource. For instance, API for beginners, how to use an API, full course, 2 hours and 19 minutes. There's also some other courses here. Darn it, I can't find it. So it probably won't take too long, but you can find a course that's going to be like 5 hours. Also, you know, if you have women in your family or female friends that want to get into coding, there are some really good female resources as well. One of my favorites is Coder if you want to learn more front-end development. And I'll show her her page too. Let me put that one in the chat. And this is all YouTube University. This is why it's worth it to pay the $10 a month. You make it worth it because now you can watch all these videos without anything. This guy here is good too. He gives you a video about AWS and other cloud platforms. I think he's done stuff with Google. He's using Microsoft Azure in this one. And then there's another one, the AWS course. His Udemy course that he has, he gave it for free on this platform here. And that was a really good course. And then, you know, there's some other courses where it's like, 11-hour course right here, man. This is freaking crazy. So this is the same guy, Andrew Brown. He's given almost an 11-hour, well, almost, but an 11-hour course. And he's giving you all this knowledge for free. Like, all you have to do is just like watch whatever damn ads are on here, and it's all free. It's freaking amazing, man, but what you can do. So I'll get off of that one, but then there's Coder, and she's great with front-end design. Like, I remember I watched a video, and I got her from Free Code Camp. Like, very entertaining to watch, and she talks about many different concepts. Where's another one? Build a website from scratch, front end, coding dark theme, live coding product page. Where's another one? And she's also featured on freecodecamp.com as well, or Free Code Camp. And Free Code Camp has a .com as well, an actual web page. So you can actually go there and learn a lot of stuff. If you ever want to, you know, I'm giving you a little bit more here, but what is it? This is how I learn how to forge. This is how I learned Linux, is through this website here. And I always recommend this one. But like it gives you all these different guides, like literally every guide for everything in terms of how to set up a mail server on Ubuntu 8.04 LTS. And they always write a whole new guide. All right, you got another question. I'm just rambling on here. And what's the name of the guy with the course on Udemy again, taking notes? Okay, let me just get you that course. Academind and Brad Traversy's on here too. But this is well, let me just give you his course page. Where's his course page? Maximilian Schwarzmuller. All right, so that's a direct link there. And I always try to put these links in the description and stuff like that, because I hate when people mention shit and then it's like not there. Another one is Traversy. Brad Traversy. Again, he's on Udemy as well, and he has tons of courses. Really good guy, really cool story too, in terms of like, you know, what he actually went through in his life, and you know, how he just got past all of that, and now he's, you know, he's teaching millions upon millions. Another place is and let me know if there's any other links that you wanted, but Coder's cool. So let me get her stuff out here. Definitely person that I think is, you know, worthwhile to listen to. She has a lot of great stuff. She actually did a full like live coding session where she broke down, if you wanted to like learn how to break things down, like taking an image and turning that image and making it into a web page, like a workable, clickable web page. Like she did that, and I was like, holy crap, that's how it's done. Okay, so thanks, bro. I got finessed a few years ago from Upwork. Since then, I've been ambitious on creating my own app. Yeah, man. There's a lot, you know, I do stuff on Upwork too, or I have a profile on Upwork. I don't really do much of anything on there, and I don't even check it anymore. But yeah, you can definitely get screwed on that app. I wouldn't doubt, in terms of like paying for milestones and all types of other stuff. But I did like one job on there, man, and I just never put much into it, so I don't get much out of it. So that's definitely my fault. But Coder is great. And then there's a lot of places. If you're going to build your own app, you want to look into Flutter. Let's see here. Let's find you a Flutter course or Flutter how-to. Flutter. I think Flutter is the framework in how to build an app. So build an iOS and Android apps, Flutter course, full tutorial video. So you can do that. There's this guy. Let's share this. Mobile. And these guys teach you, man. It's freaking amazing what they do. Oh, man, there's one other guy, man. There's one other guy. I'm not ashamed to show my history. Hopefully there's like no porn in there. Oh, crap. Look at that. I already seen the chick's ass. Everybody knows I'm a perv. What is it called? App. There's one guy actually built this person's app idea. I paid design experts to design this app better than me. Build your apps. So this one was really cool. And I didn't know about this guy until the algorithm provided something. But I thought this was really cool because he actually, yeah. You guys already see like my history and what I watch. Oh my God. You guys know me better than you guys know me, just like the algorithm does. But this guy actually went and built other people's app ideas. Building. Right, cool. But yeah, this guy, what was nice about this, so he built this app, right? And I think he uses Flutter. I think he used Flutter. I think that that's his code. That's the language that he used. Let me just play this a little bit more. But he basically built an Uber-like app, or Uber for, I'm just waiting for this to clear up a little bit. But like an Uber for, what's it called? For services, right? So like one of the things that he did is, or the guy wanted an app to where I can call a handyman and go from there. You'll get better quality. It's probably because I'm streaming and everything like that, and it's just shit quality, but it was a lot better than that, I swear. But this guy was really good about it, and he actually went through it. And I think he actually, yeah, here we go. So he actually has the GitHub repository of how he actually did all that. So student services app, finished design screen. Excuse me. So he goes into it. You can see iOS, Android, everything that's needed for, or everything, all the build tools and everything like that, or the build packaging and everything like that. I think Lib is where he actually does all his stuff. So oh, is it Dart? Did you in Dart? I don't know the mobile app scene too well at all. Oh, okay, lab, write your first Flutter app, cookbook, useful Flutter samples. Okay, so you use Flutter, and I guess the Dart file type is for Flutter. I'm not sure. But yeah, that should help you get you started. And if you use something like GitHub, which is like, social media for coders, if you're on GitHub, follow me. My link to my repositories are in there. My link to my GitHub page is in there. Go ahead and give me a follow. That'll be great. But yeah, this was like really cool what he actually did, and like he just did it live, man. It was like well, not live, sorry, but he just went through it and broke down. He did like a couple different apps, and he just showed you how he did everything and whatever he coded. And then of course he gives you all of that information in the GitHub, so you can actually go ahead and download these as a starter and make your own little web app. So that was really cool. And then also you can see like little things like this, having these what's it called? Having these mobile devices and how to test all this stuff on these different mobile devices. So yeah, man, really cool stuff here. Really great information. Essentially, man, you have all this stuff for free. I've done a lot of searching myself, so I cut a little bit of that out for you. But bro, this is these resources are freaking amazing in terms of like what these people have done over time, or what these people have done and put on YouTube. Anyways, back to what I was doing. But yeah, I hope that answered the question. Maybe I did that a little bit overkill. But you guys let me know if you need any more information like that, man. All right, so in my case, I'm just going to have this stored, and it'll just keep on running. And with set interval, that should keep this web app, or it should keep this process running for a longer period of time. And then I should console log the differences. So let's do that. Console.log the difference variable. All right. She did. Thank you. Oh man. All right, these two, man. Let me know if there's anything else you need in regards to that, or any other questions you have. And anybody else, the same thing, man. The people that watch the playback, I thank you as always, and the people that watch it live, I thank you as well. And if you guys have any questions about stuff, and as you just saw, there's a whole brain dump. That's a lot there. So follow all those links, guys, and that should definitely help you out, and you can get like once you start going down that rabbit hole, after a while, the algorithm's just going to feed you a whole bunch of new shit. So there'll be stuff that I've never seen that you guys will like send me or something like that. And be like, yo, did you see this? And I'll be like, hell no. Oh, man. All right. So let's see how this is going to look. So set interval starts after a minute. So it should show me the entire difference if this works properly. I think that's a minute. Has it been a minute yet? All right, this is not showing me anything here. Maybe I'm like overwriting stuff, which happens quite a bit. Oh, yeah, I am overwriting stuff. Okay, so that would never work and never show me anything. Here. And the order is off. So feed items. All right. Doesn't give me any errors yet. And let's shorten this because we're testing, so we don't really care. We can have it kill itself after a while. That's 1 second. No, that's 1 second. It's 1,000 milliseconds. Should be checking this every second. Yeah, so it's always a 0 array. So that means it's overwriting So let's do this. Let's do this first. Let's just have it console log, not the difference, but we'll have it console log. This is dumb as shit. I don't know why. I'm being mentally lazy here, so excuse me. I'm trying to figure out the best way of doing this without storing it to a damn database. I really don't feel like doing that. So anyways, we'll see. So feed entries, feed items, new. All right, every second it should give me that. Boom, every second, boom. All right, good. All right, I don't, so after new, so what I should do is it gives me the difference. So that should be here. Oh. I think that'll work. And then I should have the difference. I also want to just do the difference. I don't feel like having all that stuff printed out. So just want the difference in number. 0, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. So at some point though, it should be it shouldn't be 30. The difference should be 30 every time because it should overwrite it. So, all right, let's look at we're on to something here. I'm telling you, we're freaking going along here. Okay, no, we're not. So feed items new equals feed entry. So we have all the feed entries, right? And then I want the difference between feed items old and new. Then I'm gonna console the length of that difference. Sorry. Console the length of that difference or the length of the array that holds the differences. And then after that, feed items old equals feed items new. So there should be no difference. All right. Ooh. So no difference. Excuse me. And I don't want to take it outside of this then, because then I have to start doing asynchronous calls or async await just to make sure stuff gets done in a somewhat of an order. So I don't want to do that yet. And if you guys are on async await, you can look at Traversing Media's page, Free Code Camp. Free Code Camp just did a video on that as well, actually, talking about, oh man, I think talking about that. Where is it? I guess I got rid of that page or that set of pages there. But if you go to Free Code Camp, Sheed, what's up, brother? I don't know if you ever watched that last video, man, but I did have a you are forever enshrined in this Discord bot little app that I wrote, man. In fact, let's go over that. View server controller. Discord bot nano. So yeah, one of the greetings I have is Sheed, we here. And that's just a shout out to you, brother, and you know, your involvement in this space and other people as well, man. So yeah, put a little Easter egg in there. I don't know if you ever saw that that stream. It was a while back when I was doing this, but essentially if this once I have this bot running, every time I say yo to the bot, it actually runs, you know, sheed we here and all this stuff, or it'll say that. I don't know if we can get that done right now. That'd be kind of cool. So node run the bot, Obfuscate bot is ready. So a part of what this is, and for those that, you know, are kind of new to this Obfuscate bot is just the script here, and it just talks with, it talks to Discord. So if I wanted to, I can do like at Obfuscate bot and put into yo. Oh, sorry. Bro. So, oh, I guess I can put in other things. So, oh, I didn't have the regular expression I have fits, you know, includes that word yo. It's a you again, and then, you know, what it do, sheed we here. So yeah, man, this was a couple streams ago, but essentially this bot will answer and just give you one of these greetings at random. You know, so like you again, what it do, and so on and so forth. But I thought it was a pretty cool thing, man. Yeah. So guys, I try to do cool like little stuff like that. But one of the things I want to do is add the RSS feed here to what's it called, to this bot, so I can actually have it to where it actually goes through and finds that. But one thing we have to do when we're doing all this stuff is break it down to its pieces. So first we look at, okay, getting the RSS feed or feeds. And then once you get your RSS feeds, okay, well, how can I get that and parse it? And then once I find out how to parse it, which I've already done here, and this is on the app page. This is on the app page for this module, feed-reader, on npmjs.com. This app page, you have, you know, reader and then parse it and then go from there. So this gives you the quick and dirty way how to get it all started here. So you have you import the module. Then once you import the module, then you give it a URL. Once you give that a URL, you pass that URL to the function or whatever placeholder you have for variable name. And then after that, do whatever you need to. So it'll have a .then, .catch, and .finally. I really don't use the .finally much, but then, you know, have the .then and everything else like that. And then the catch to catch errors, which I don't really care about errors right now, but it would be good to, you know, you can send emails, maybe even SMS or something like that, or something in a Slack channel saying, hey, this is screwed up. You know, you need to come and fix it, things like that. There's all types of other stuff you can actually do to give yourself a little bit more and give yourself some warnings and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is the quick and dirty way of getting that this whole thing up and running. But we break things down to pieces, and now we already got our oh, let's get out of this here. We have our test script here, and the next piece is, okay, well, we have each one of these, or we have this RSS feed that's coming in, but how can we get the difference between the two RSS feeds? Or the difference between the two values. So I'm getting ahead of myself right here. So let's do this. Let's comment these lines out here. And what we're going to do is feed new and feed old. We're going to see what those are. So in this case, feed new entries. Let's make sure we're also using the right one. So I want to use the difference between the two. Intersection, okay. Array includes. So this says this is the difference. It remains to be seen, but we'll see. For a symmetric difference, you can do this way. You will get an array containing all the elements of array 1 that are not in array 2 and vice versa. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's why it shows 30 every single time, because the difference is 30. But I should be overriding that, but well, we'll see. One way of breaking things down is every time you have a variable and you want to, like, you're expecting it to do something in your head, right? Like, you're visualizing all this stuff, but it doesn't always work out like that. So what we have to do is see how it actually looks. So you just put a whole bunch of console logs or whatever language you're putting in, or you're using printf, print, I think X or something like that. And, what have you, just so you can actually print out actual data. So let's see what this looks like. Let's do this. I don't want all that information because that's a little bit too much to digest. And this is coming at me quickly here. So I'm going to do length. I need the length of the array. And then with console log, you can actually pass like another string and it'll output it. So, I mean, I can make this look a little bit prettier, of course, kind of like what I did here with the template literals. But I just want to have it quickly, or want something quick here. So I'm not going to put too much effort into this. So you can separate the bit of text with a comma. I'm not sure if it goes to like if you can do multiple like that, but I never have to do it, so I never try it. I'm gonna run that and see what happens here. So undefined, undefined, undefined. Okay, so that's one reason why things are different, because it's undefined, right? So feed items new. Ooh, look at that. So feed items. No, that's right. Items new. Oh, length is undefined. It's a property. They're both 30. So that shows me that it's overwriting it properly. And so what I should do is reassign feed items new to be an empty array. 30. Oh man, I think I'm doing it totally wrong here. Feed items old at length. Feed items new. Actually, no, that's not bad. All right. Let's do this here. Take that out. Take that. Take that. And this is starting to get like really hairy here, so we'll clean this up in a second because we just don't need all this stuff here. Feed items new, and then the difference concatenate. Actually, let's break this down while we're doing this. So array.filter, so we're gonna filter whatever is in array 2, or filter X. So let's look up array.filter because I want to say what it is off the top of my head, but I also don't want to give you the wrong information. So let's just go ahead and look up the documentation for it. Array filter. Yes. So array filter is a higher order function. There's functions like for each, every, map. You have these higher order functions that work with arrays and you can start doing all types of the other things with them. So the filter method creates a new array with all the elements that pass the test implemented by the provided function. Okay. So essentially, we're filtering this through a function, and by filtering that through that function, then we should be getting the result of that. And in this case, let me just go ahead and copy this into the chat, so you guys can go ahead and research that and look at it yourself later on. Documentation, the Mozilla Developer Network is amazing. And pretty much they are the ones that actually wrote the JavaScript programming language or had it created so you can have more dynamic websites. We've gone over that before on previous streams, but I did want to just reiterate that. And that's the best place you can go to, or one of the best places you can go to for newer functions that are going to be coming out for the project. It's not always the best in terms of explanations, in terms of in-depth explanations of what you can do, and even combining certain things, kind of like what we're doing here. But it is definitely a great starting point for you. So yeah. In this case, array 1, array 2, I don't feel like renaming everything, so we'll just do like this. ARR1 in ARRR2. That's funny, I just actually created more work for myself. Oh, this is why there's people out there smarter than you. Now I gotta figure out. That's why, you know, Control Z is always nice. But in my case, I used something a little bit different. So in this case, we're going to do feed items new and old includes, and then 1 in this case was new. All right, cool. See what this produces. 2 is not defined. Where is that? Oh, okay, so I'm looking all over, but like, let's look at this. It says line 14, column 26. All right, cool. So right here. And in my editor, I just press Control C and it tells me what the line is. And then it'll also tell me the column. So that was column 31. In this case, our error is on. Oh, there we go, column 36. Oh, wow. So line 14, I don't know what this means. 31. I guess, oh, that's out of 31 different lines. And then this is the actual column. There we go. All right. ARR2 should be old. Oh, so output nothing because I don't ask it to. So in this case, oh wait, do I? I want, oh, here we go. I was like, I knew I had it here before. Node 30, 60, 60, 60, 60. Okay. That's not doing it the way I wanted to, but we're getting close though, because now we're getting the difference. So now I want it to, so it's concatenating old equals new. Equals. You'll probably do the same thing. Eventually, what I want that 30 to be is 0. And that's kind of what I'm trying to go after here. The difference dot length is 30. And you know what? I guess it makes sense because the difference will be 30. Yeah, so all right, cool. Again, break it down to its pieces, right? If I look at this here, and I erase that console log, get rid of this here, keep that, take this. I always put my consoles out a little bit like that, so it's easier to find when I go back and try and get rid of them. Or you can just do a search for console.log, of course. But I usually do this during testing where I just put it out, like, and it won't be indented like that. All right, so difference dot length. And then, all right, cool. So old. Excuse me. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. So 0, 0, 0. There's no difference. Now, this may not be the best way of doing it, of course, because I'm thinking about like, okay, it's old, but I mean, how do I know, well, there's a difference in this case because I'm doing it every second. The only way I can do this is like every hour and, wait for them to post a new article or something like that. Anyways, we went down that way just to say, okay, we can find the difference. But to be very honest, yeah, it's kind of pointless. So now with that exercise done, I feel winded. But with that exercise done, now let's look at, all right, how can we actually implement this? So now one thing I want to do is this thing even working? Still not freaking working. Well, I guess I haven't fixed it, so why should it work? All right. This is a cool picture. Watchmaker house. Yeah. Excuse me. All right, so get the feed, playlist items. That's something else I want to work on. I want to get YouTube video notifications put in here too. Wow, this is like from weeks ago, man. I've had this whole thing open for a couple of weeks now. Damn, was it 10 hours ago? When was this? When were these stories posted? 2 hours ago. It doesn't say. Anyways, but definitely an old version of this front page. All right, cool. Wallet recovery service helps a man regain access to 10 million Doge. Maybe I need to use that. They probably charge like a percentage of whatever the wallet value is. That'd be smart. All right. In this case, I want to search. This is not what I need. I want to search through using Discord.js, which is the software that we're using to search through Discord or to access and speak with Discord. With Discord.js, I want to search through, old Discord messages. So I need to find out how to do that. One of the reasons why I want to do this is if I have, let's get rid of all this other crap. As I said, this is somewhat pointless because there's another way you have to do this, I think, or the other way that I'm talking about now. I kind of want to just test out those functions and see how they work. Cool. So if I do this, they give me these links every second. But I should get, oh man, only the first occurrence. So if I, oh man, how do I get this first occurrence? I mean, I could just do I equals 0, I think. And I could do it from there. I don't need to do anything too crazy, so I can do that. Parsing failed. If I equals 0, why would parsing fail? Node reader, internal process, parsing failed. Weird. I wrote something wrong, obviously. So let's look at this. So if statement. So my if statement is a problem. Comment this out. Even so, it should give me. I wonder if I'm just getting rate limited here. That's weird. Yeah, so that, I mean, yeah, that's just weird. Something happened, most likely connectivity issue or something like that, but it didn't tell me exactly what was the problem, what would cause that. It just gives me parsing failed. So I can probably get a little bit more out of that if I can access a little bit more in terms of the error. But that's why you have this catch block, so it doesn't kill the entire process. Keeps running the process and just gives you the error. Yeah, that's got to be a connectivity issue. But with this, we can see that I only get the first article, right? And what I want is, okay, post this first article and then go ahead and don't post it again. So I could take this code as is and put it a part of my Discord bot process, and then put it in that channel, or I could probably put it within the channel, and then I can search for, excuse me, that piece of information within the channel. All right, so let's do what I said. All right. So Nano, server, controller, Discord bot, JS. I think, yeah, it should be all right, cool. And then in this case, I have these in different functions. There's better ways that you can actually organize this. And let me go to the video that talks about that. Discord bot. What? There's people that do nitrous oxide? Oh, well, it's balloons. Oh, it's like whippets, I guess is what they call it. Sorry, interesting title. Finding Kendrick Johnson. Isn't that the kid that died? He's put in a wrestling mat. Whoa. All right. We'll check that out later. All right. Discord bot. Hey, if you search up Discord bot, yeah, that's cool. I come up. That's really cool. Code a Discord bot with Python. All right, I don't want to use that one. It's another guy that does it. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the first person I looked at. And this was on Traversing Media's page. Create a Discord bot with Node.js. Now, if you actually go to that guy's channel, in fact, let's go ahead and open up that video. I'm just doing this on my other screen, of course. Anson, the developer. Okay, cool. He has like 11K subscribers. That's really good. It's like a newer coding channel and everything. But he got that from like, you know, just doing, like, put in the work for this Discord bot stuff. That's like his thing right now. But he has even more stuff in terms of Discord.js and MongoDB and trying to do all these different things here. And I haven't gone through these videos, but definitely would be a good video to really go, or series to go through, or a bit of videos to go through on the subject. So definitely something I'm probably going to be looking into here in a couple of days. Wow, man. Oh, man. D. Stu, I appreciate that, brother. I really do appreciate that, man. Hey, bro, if there's anything else that you need, man, definitely let me know. Wow, bro. That's, bro, I really do appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. So it's sort of like twice on my phone. But, yeah, man, I really do appreciate that, man. That's a lot. That's some more than, you know, That's more than anybody really should give me, bro. And I really do appreciate you giving me that. And also, you know, take that, you know, before you, you know, give to any of your favorite content creators or anything else like that, always try to find a way to invest that money as well, brother. And watch some of my other videos on that, especially the MGTOW retirement videos. Shameless plug, but definitely find a way to invest if you haven't already, man. But yeah, thank you so much for that, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, you guys can actually go ahead and watch Anson, the developer. He talks a little bit more about this and more in depth, and there's a lot more stuff I can actually do to make this a lot cleaner. One thing I want to do is actually go through and search through this stuff. In this case, I have a function for finance, right? So I have a finance chat channel. Oh, finance, there we go. Right. And then what I want to do is every time for that chat channel, I want to just use, I just want to run that function. Right. So in this case, so specific channels run this function. So I will add another declaration here. So, or another if statement, I should say, if channel name finance. So as you can see, I have DM. So like if I wanted to do any type of like, if I wanted to talk to the actual Discord bot, is it up right now? With the Discord bot, I don't think I have it up and running. Node server and then index, I think. No, I didn't do index. Not yet. I'll have this as a proper app pretty soon. Discord and then Discord bot test.js. All right, cool. So now the bot should be up and running. And if I wanted to do help, I think it would give me the help menu. So, right, boom. So now, and that's the DM channel. So I can, you know, it gives me this like this set of help messages here, right there. So in this case, I'm gonna run Obfuscate. That's the Obfuscate channel. And I'm gonna run the finance channel. All right, cool. So finance. Gotta find my code here. I think I have it under my command is news. So Obfuscate. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna take it out of here. Just cleaning this up because I was working with it earlier. So for instance, if I actually ran this and ran it into the, and did it in the finance channel here, and then said, hey, I want news, should reply here. So news. Oh, no, it will not reply. It should reply in general though. Or is it general? DMs. Yeah, let's see what general. No. Damn it. All right, I'll get this working here. There we go. So kill the process, restart the process, and then should go to finance because we put that function in. So if I do news, all right, boom. So then it gives me this article here. Now let's integrate the code from our test section here. I'm just gonna say, oh shoot, sugar sticks. All right, so I need to. There we go. This. All right, so we're gonna do parse module at the top here. In this case, we're gonna encapsulate this into the main body of that function. Right, so in this case, you're gonna do into the finance here. we're going to go ahead and comment this out. We don't need the, or actually not comment it out. We're just going to get rid of it. From here, we have parse. Cool. And we'll do let instead. All right, let require parse. Oh, no, we don't need that. Good. All right, that's fine. Wait, what is that? It's the wrong code. Nano, and then set interval. Yeah, that was like old code there. Good. Cool, so that should be good right there. Get out of this, restart the service. And once I make this into a proper app, then a lot of that stuff is just like, as soon as I save a file, it'll restart the whole entire thing for me. So I don't have to do this over and over again, blah, blah, blah. So, but I don't want to do that right now. Or there's also there's a couple of things I have to do to clean that up and get this running the way I wanted to. And I also started to do some other updates in some other areas as well for some older project stuff, because I had to change the way some of the messages read out. So if I go to this here, now I add the actual the project name or the app name, and then because I run my PM2 or my Node.js apps in cluster mode, so that means it runs a Node.js app. Since Node.js is single-threaded, if you want to run it in a multi-threaded fashion for scalability and for redundancy, you can actually run a single-threaded, or you can run a single-threaded app on each core or processor core that you have for your VM or dedicated hardware. So with that, you can actually have it to where PM2 proxies that information and takes that information and load balances it or acts as a proxy to those different processes. So in this case, I have 4 different processes of this single threaded app, and it takes it in, acts as a load balancer / proxy, and says, oh, okay, go to process 0 or go to process 4 or 3 in this case. So PM2 is good for stuff like that. But I want to make sure that I'm a little bit more descriptive, because sometimes I have multiple apps running on the same box, and all those apps run on different cores. So I wanted to, like, all these different status messages and stuff like that, I wanted to actually show like this. So it tells me the app name and then pipe symbol and then the actual core that it's running on, and then whatever message it actually has. And this is for the main process. So I've actually updated that on my the first project that we worked on, which is the Node.js boilerplate shell script. I went ahead and updated that on there, and I actually updated the repo, but there's one other update that I did after that that I'll push out a little bit later on today or tonight. Oh wow, we're in the next day now, aren't we? Okay, cool. So bot is ready. We can see that the bot is logged in. Now, if I do this, again, this is like very crude, but I'm just trying to like get an idea of how to really do this. So, it should be running this. Actually, let's look. Yeah, so we're in our finance channel. Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, it should be running this. At the very least, I should get something every second that shows this title. It should be at least here. Uh-oh. All right, I guess I'm not doing something right. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I kind of get this. Okay, I see what it's doing. But why it's not doing it, I have to put in news here, and it should respond. No, it's not going to respond. But it should do something else, though. All right. Yeah, so what? All right. Okay, so I don't have anything here that says if message context includes this. So in this case, yeah, so all right, I know what it's doing. All right, I'm getting it, guys, I'm getting it. So here, and this is part of like code integration. This is like, okay, why isn't this working? It worked over here, but this is a different circumstance. In that case, I was doing console log to output. But in this case, I actually have to do something on this channel, and like I have to do something to initiate this. In this case, I won't do anything per se to send. Yeah, message channel send. Okay. I won't do anything to invoke this. I'll just have it do it automatically. Oh, okay, so it's already PM2 is already working there for me, so that's cool. Well, actually, no, PM2 should not be working. Oh well, okay, well that's doing its thing there. All right, now I want this to output to the channel as opposed to just here. So it's console logging here. I don't know why it took so long, but whatever. Oh, you know why? It didn't start after I don't think it started until I did put in news, because I remember before it wasn't showing there. All right, cool. I think that's the case. No, that's still. Anyways, I think I'm wrong about that. Anyway, so like we'll just move on. So node server, and then boom, and then I think I should see something every second here. No. Okay. Channel. Set interval. So if message channel dot send. All right, let's see here. Message channel dot send. I'm expecting this to go in. Is it in another channel? I'm expecting this to go here. There shouldn't be anything that I have to do. Let me make sure I spelled the channel name right. Channel finance, message. Well, I'm not doing anything with message here. Channel name equals. Let's see if there's anything here. No, nothing outputted there. All right, cool. Yeah, you see that? Cannot property of undefined. So as soon as I put in news, then it gives me something. So there's something in the way that I'm asking for, and then it's on line 49 or 48, 48. Let's go for that one. So let's switch to line 48. So for each entries, channel of undefined. Oh, okay. And that's where message comes in. So I'm not passing message, which is what I took out here. So if I do that, put that back in. Now, the only thing is I'm seeing that it's only working once I put in something into the channel. And I want it to run without doing that. So here we go. So yeah, now it's showing properly or doing what it's supposed to. Uh-oh. All right, so it looks like it limits these things, or these messages. So that's good to know in terms of seeing how like these things actually perform and what they do. In terms of like, okay, you have an API or you have something that's talking to it. You have to slow the messages down. You're gonna have to circumvent that in some way, shape, or form, or work with it if you can't work around it. All right, cool. So 2000. Let's just do every 5 seconds. All right, so every 5 seconds, run this, but I don't want it to be where you have to actually talk. So client on message. So there's this. So that's a part. Yeah, okay, that's the issue there. So client on message, do this. So it's waiting for an event to occur for it to actually send something. But I don't want to have to do anything. All right, so I have to find something else out here on how to do this. In this case, specific channels. And this makes sense because of like how I first started this app. I'm going to take that out for now. And I want it to be where client.on message. So client Discord. So let's see what options I have here. So this is a Discord bot here. Take out this here. I do need to save this. I'll save that later. Discord. And then client. There's a special something else, but for client, but all right, so here Mr. Dixon, what's up, brother? Appreciate you as always joining in, man. All right, so catch you up, Mr. Dixon. We're working with the Discord bot again because I didn't have I had to fix something with that other project, but I think this is a good thing. What I'm trying to do is add RSS feeds to a Discord bot or RSS feed functionality to a Discord channel. And with this Discord channel, then I can start saying, okay, getting different information from different RSS feeds and placing it in here. So I'm trying to do that automatically on an interval without actually having to send a message for it to actually start to kick off. So that's the latest thing we ran into here. Then once that's done, I wanted to actually search through previous messages for said title. And if it finds a said title, don't post it. Alang, I appreciate you actually, saying something there, man, and just, greeting other people in the chat. I appreciate you showing up, brother. I know I always try to interact with you guys and stuff like that, but if you guys don't want to talk, I mean, obviously you don't have to. So, but I do appreciate those that are here and the 3 eyes that I have on all of this, man. That's really cool. All right, cool. So event handler. So, I mean, you can have your event handlers, but I just want to post something. All right, so adding your bot, getting your bot up and running, configuration files. It's just I think this is one thing we have to do, adding more commands. So you can actually add these commands and add them in different files. So it'll be a lot cleaner. Okay, this page is not working, so probably had it open for a while. There we go. Excuse me. So client on. So like with the client on, that means it's an event listener. I don't want it to listen to anything. I just want it to send information. But it says client on message. Message. client once ready. Now, that makes me think, right? What are the different event listeners, and how can I actually talk with the client? So with client, I'm looking here on the documentation for discord.js.org. This is for the actual Discord JS bot, or Discord bot.js. And let's see if they have anything for event listeners. Actually, let's look at message. So Discord message, client, data, channel. Oh, okay. All right. So it says client, instantiating client, data, the data for the message, and then the channel for the message. The channel the message was sent in. Okay, that's kind of cool, because then we can say, okay. Oh, okay. So Discord message, new Discord message. So new Discord client. So in this case, I want to use client. Discord client, and then options. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So I think, let's figure this out here. If I want to, if I want to just talk to, if I just want to talk to a channel, I'm not sure. The message channel name, the channel the message was sent in, channel, text channel, or DM channel, or news channel, message or data. Data is an object. It's a type of an object. It represents, okay, so JSON object, I guess. I could Google this, but I kind of want to go through it the hard way and explore a little bit more. Like, I could just use like Discord bot, how to send message. But I want to do a little bit more. I might just cave into that just for, like, sake of keeping the stream going, or keeping it moving and progressing. But I want to look a little bit more into this. The client that instantiated this type client. All right, I still have to check out the repo for that. Discord bots, or what time it is. Yeah, man, it's definitely something that could be pretty big, and you could turn it into something, what's it called, pretty profitable, I think. I've been trying to connect with other people on it, but they haven't really been biting, so it is what it is. Just build it and see if they come after that. So, or actually want to be a part of it and all, so. But I want to do the set interval and send a message. But how do I send the message? So what we can do is new Discord client. Client data message. And the only reason I'm getting caught up on this is because the client, in this case, here we go. Let's take this. All right, so in the client in this case is up here, and it's not taking anything, and it's an actual, what do you call it? It's an actual variable is the word I'm looking for. Oh, sorry, take that off the screen there. It's an actual variable. So I'm thinking I have to feed it an actual variable. And then if I go back here, come on, you guys scroll up for me. All right, client data API message. Oh, wait. The data for the message API message. All right, so channel. Okay. Oh, wow, that's a lot. I don't want to do all that. So message object represents a message sent in a channel with Discord. So maybe I just do content. Oh man, that's a lot. All right. So in this case, once clients logged in, let's do this new Discord message. Client data, and then content test, and then the channel. The only thing I have to figure out is get channel, modify channel, close channel, get channel messages. Ooh, right here. This is going to be something important that we're going to need, is to get all the messages for a channel as well. So that'll be something that so returns messages for a channel if operating on a guild channel. This endpoint requires view channel permissions to be okay. If the current user is missing the read, okay, all right, cool. Returns an array of messages for success. So the only thing I worry about is all right, cool. There we go. So this is a limit. So the limit is max number of messages to return 1 to 100. False. Default is 50. So required is false. Default is 50 messages returned. It gives you 100. I've heard more than that before. So that's going to be a problem. Definitely going to be a problem. Because if it only limits me 100 messages, then what I might have to do is like, okay, what was the last time this was posted? Because like, for instance, I think about, and this is not the problem now, but I think about, okay, you have 100 messages per second, and then your last query was an hour ago. And it's just like, ugh, that's not going to be great. And this gets into, okay, just save it in a damn database and call it a day. And, that is what it is. So, all right, let's not think about that now. Let's just think about actually sending a message to the channel. All right. Let's actually go back and use this because this is where, so client and then data. So represents a message on Discord. All right, cool. The only thing I don't like, client data, and then, but I should have more than that because it should be channel. Because it's like, where's the channel at? Channel that the message was sent. Okay, so I don't know what I just did to lose this, but let's go back down. I think we found it on the side here. Message. This is different. We had like more. Anyways, it said client data and then channel. Well, let's look at this, because if I look at message components, let's go back. So channel, message object, and then do I have a channel object in there? No. So content. Oh, channel ID. ID of the channel the message was sent in. I don't know my channel ID. I can get it. Okay. That could be channel ID right here. But I'm not sure. Yeah, there's ways you can get that though. Okay, so let's look here. I got my channel. So content, test. So I got the client, which should be defined here. So Discord client. And then I'm going to do message test. Now let's just send it and see what errors we get. You know, enough pussyfooting around. Oh, okay. Property of slice. Oof. That ended poorly. That ended really poorly. All right. So in this case, util obfuscate. I have to do it to. This is an author ID. Let me just look at what I got here. Yeah, as I said, it would be easier just to Google this. So we're just going to Google this real quick. Whoa. Discord. Send a message. And this is a really cool freaking picture. And that's really cool. Let's definitely go ahead and download this one. Like I download all these pictures because hopefully I like one day I'm gonna have a TV that'll actually just display all this as art throughout the day, so it'll just cycle through it. But this is a pretty sick piece of art. A little bit scary because I don't know, the colors for me are somewhat scary. It just reminds me of something in a horror movie a little bit. But oh man, this person has a lot of stuff. Okay, definitely likes the ladies. Could be a woman. Could be a woman. Nope. Christian angle. So, could be, you know, was a man, now is not. Oh man, whoa, Shisomaru. Whoa, this is really cool. Bob Brown. Salute to Young Grizz. Been following you since the old BGS Saturday night streams. Oh man. Appreciate it, bro. The Coliseum was talking shit and saying all types of stupid ass jokes and shit, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate that, man. But it's crazy, Bob. Like how this space has gone from me talking about help, like trying to get help raising my nephew and talking about that, and then now it's like it's this, like we got Kevin Samuels, a general in the space, kind of the tip of the spear at the moment. And everybody else behind him, and it's crazy to like listen to him talk and say things to these ladies that are out there, and it's just like, holy crap, these are the same things we were talking about back in 2017, man. 2017, 2015, when I got into space, I was just listening to all the red pill stuff, and then I came across BGS. And then now look at it, now look at everything that's happening and that's out there. It's pretty exciting, man, just to watch the terraforming happen, and just the things that we talked about in the comment sections, in the chats and everything like that, man. I was kind of like, I was taken aback a bit. I got choked up. I got choked up, man, thinking about that. And I was like, holy shit. Like the stuff that we talked about, the avenues we explored, man, the worlds that we discovered in terms of thought, research, and the reasoning behind all of this, the Coliseum, man. Like I've been thinking about doing like a BGS appreciation video for a while, for actually past week or so, I should say. And just give the brother his flowers while he's alive. Don't wait till he leaves us or anything else like that. May Allah bless him with many more years. But yeah, man, it's just what the space has grown to from where I found it, and where others found it until now. It's amazing, bro. Anyways, continuing on. So Discord bot, how to send a message. So I'm just gonna do this, man, because I don't want to do on client. So client channels get sent my message. Oh, okay. Channel ID. I don't want to do default channel. Send message with Discord JS. I mean, So that sucks. You know, I have to, all right, so I have to get the channel ID first. Channel await, okay. You can also send a message to a specific channel, which you can do first by getting the, I had to do stuff like this with, man, what was it? I've had to do stuff like this with ClickUp. If you look at my gists in my GitHub, you can see some of the stuff that I've done with ClickUp and how I've had to work with that. All right, cool. So this turned into something else here, but it is what it is, man. We got to learn this stuff. We've taken that out of there, and we got to put that in her. We should just be running this function as is. So channel finance, and this will not take anything in. We'll do this here. All right, so we'll comment that out. We shouldn't have to take in channel, or we shouldn't have to take in message in this case, because it's not like we're using it as a sub function of something else anymore. Wow, what a trip down memory lane, man, and just thinking about that stuff. I appreciate that, Bob Brown. Really appreciate that, man. That was cool. Definitely nice. All right, so channel client, await channel client. So if I have to do await, so that means I need to make this an async function. Fetch channel IDs. Let's look here or here, and then let's do channel. Okay, cool. It's alphabetical order, guys. It's kind of how that works. And then methods fetch. So channel.fetch. All right, and then I could do force. So in this case, client.channels. It says channel versus channels. Okay, well, let's see here. Channel.delete. Logs hello from, so console log from channel. Hello from channel. Okay, so in this case, is text indicates whether it's a text channel or not. So channel.fetch. Cool. So, but the thing is, why do I need the channel ID? I don't have it. I don't have the channel ID. Yeah, you have an error if you have a message channel send. A message object channel send, an example from the message event handler. You can also send a message to a specific channel, which you can do by first getting the channel using its ID, then sending a message to it. I don't know what the channel ID. All right, cool. A simple will reveal array of channels. All right, cool. So client.channels. All right, cool. So client.channels. And so what I'll do with this is comment all this stuff out here. Excuse me. So we're still using the client variable that we have here. And oh, okay, cool. So I need to console.log that channel. All right, so let's go by JS. Oh. Property slice length height. Okay. what is doing that? And that is, so one thing about reading errors, this is a good thing to do here. So it'll give you the error of where it's happening in the module. This is a little bit too deep for us. It doesn't show us, or this doesn't tell me until a couple lines later where it's happening in the code that we're writing. So we can see if we just go down a little bit more, what happens is eventually you'll see that sometimes most of the time it'll show you at the top. But sometimes you have to not dig, but just go a little bit further down, and you'll see where it says, okay, this is your file that you have a problem with. This is the line that has a problem, and then this is the actual what's it called, column. So let's go ahead and go to that line. But that's one thing about reading errors. Don't freak out with that type of stuff. Oh, okay. So we just didn't take that out. But don't freak out with that type of stuff. It happens. You just find it and go from there. Okay, so that gave me class collection extends collection channel manager. That's not giving me what I want. Okay, so that is a JSON object. So if it's a JSON object and it's not giving you everything within that, like it's not expanding that out, what you're going to have to do is use the JSON.stringify. This should expand it out for us. And that's a sub-function of the JSON, the built-in JSON function here. So I think that's the right way of saying that. But so if you do JSON.stringify, and then you also have JSON.parse, so it'll be the reverse of stringify. But this will, double quote everything, make it quote unquote human readable. You can reuse it. So this should give me a little bit more. Oh, it doesn't give me absolutely anything. That's hey, it's not like I want this to work or anything. So thanks, jackass. All right, so I want so channels. Fetch client.channels. Oh wait, client.channels. Will reveal an array of channels on the server. Message embed. Yeah, see, I don't want to use client on shit. Fake required Discord client on. All right, to channel.send, hi. All right, so fetch send. Give me a moment. Discord. JS get channels. Discord bot can't get channels by name. Okay, yeah, that sucks. This is exactly what I'm going through. You can also use bot.channels, find name, welcome, send, welcome. I tried this, the same error. Oh, okay. Channels. Okay, well, let's see. Because the got channel wants a channel ID. Use in case you really want to get the channel by its name, use .find instead for that. Oh, okay. So the channel ID. I'm just looking at a Stack Overflow article. Let me just bring that up on screen here. And man, oof, oh, that's too far. All right, cool. All right. For some reason, it doesn't work either. I added a new code. It's bot.channels.get, not bot.channels.get ID. I'm going to give you a bounty tomorrow. I like the answer and believe. Okay, so Furthermore, approach won't work because the get wants a channel ID. So we want to do a .find. All right, so let's look in the documentation on this and kind of like explore that a little bit more. So if I do channel and then there's no .find, so channel manager maybe. No, no .find in there. If I do client, I don't have any .find. I got fetch. Okay, nothing there. Message, no. I want to do channel is text. The client that instantiated this, okay, that client, and then created timestamp, deleted ID, partial type. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Fetch, force to string is text. Okay. Darn it. I'm not sure what the problem is here. Or I'm not sure how to find this. Client channels. Let's see if I just do client, what happens. Just stepping back a little bit and see if it gives me a whole bunch of stuff, and it gives me absolutely nothing. Okay. Okay, channel. I want to figure this out. Okay, so it did give us a solution here, so I kind of want to just get something working here. Channels.find, send, welcome. All right, so client, channels.find, and then finance. .find is not a function, right? In the top fix, I use the client. I use client as my client. Channels.cache. Okay. So this is something that I read before about the difference between cache and how that works. There's also like partials or something like that. But essentially, there's some data that's actually cached. So then it doesn't always work off of the live data. And I'm not sure why it does that. But that is something with Discord bot or Discord, working with Discord that you have to figure out or work with. Cache.find. I wonder if I got anything in here. All right, cool. Let's get off of this. Use member that can find, send. The error could be the fact that you're using bot channels.get, which isn't the best idea because Discord isn't very friendly when it comes to using .send on multiple items. Instead, try to use member.guild.channels. Oh. Does he see how it instantiates? Okay, so how do I list the guilds? That might be it. So if you want to, your channel is known as like a guild, and then, or your Discord server has guild. I don't know when you finished. Yeah, Richard, I'll check that out here in a second. Start up a JS Fiddle on that, and then paste the code in there, and give me till 1, and then we can look at your code. Yeah, 1 a.m. my time, so 10 minutes. I kind of want to figure this out here, so Oh. So in this case, so guild, anonymous guild. If I wanted to get everything in a guild, all right. Client, and then I think I can fetch guild here. Okay, let's do this. I kind of like the way this is going, so let me just save this in my code here in terms of the question. And then get rid of this. So what I want first is I'm going to get the guild, and with the guild object, it should give me a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, so let's work with that. So client, and then okay, so I just looked at something here. So if I do the client, and then there's properties, so I should have guilds, but I should also have channels. So let's look at console.log. Guys, this is just sometimes how it is, man. It's just like this stuff is not always straightforward. Also, am I even asking the right questions? Searching for the right keyword, or searching using the right keywords. So there's a lot of stuff that, like, I'll put on myself even. Okay, so that's cool. This gives me the same thing. Oh yeah, I already knew that. Damn it, I already knew that. All right, cool. So I have the properties here, client.channel. Let me do client.guilds. See what that gives me. Guild manager. Fetch guild preview. Let's see what that means. Attains a guild preview from Discord, available for all guilds. The bot is on in all discoverable guilds. Guild resolvable. The guild to fetch the preview for. Fetch guild template. All right, so guild channel manager. Manage the API methods for guild channels and stores their cache. Methods create. Guild.channels.create new general. Guild.fetch. Attains one or more guild channels from Discord or channels. Message.guild.channels message. So I always have to have message. Fetch this message. Fetch active threads. Resolve. Resolves a guild channel resolvable to a channel object. So can I just do guild manager? All right, methods for guilds and stores their cache. Cache client, the client associated with this. Create name. It's only available to bots fewer than 10 guilds. Okay. Fetch. Let me just get the stuff about a guild. All right, cool. So let me just do guild. All right, methods. Okay. All right, so set rules channel, set owner, set channel positions. So you can set And then what do I have for channels? Channel, the thing's gonna leave me the same shit. And manager of the channels belonging to the guild. Okay, so guild.channel undefined. Okay, channels. Excuse me. Hash type. All right. Well, I'm just gonna have to figure this out another day. And guys, sometimes you just got to take that break, step away, and say like, "Hey, this is not working, and I'm not gonna be screwing around with it for hours." Walk away with a fresh mind. Think about it while you're watching Netflix or something like that, and it might help. In my case, I'm gonna help Mr. Dixon here. Richard, go ahead and put the Discord, or not the Discord, the JS Fiddle in the chat, and then let's go ahead and look at that. And then let me get. I don't know if did you want to come up and we could talk about it. Let me get the link here on my side. It's probably... Oh, there we go. Invite. Here we go. Copy clipboard. Hey, Richard, you should have a link there in on your side. Oof. Oh, great! I gotta go to YouTube to copy and paste the damn link, man. I don't know why. In StreamYard, the only thing it'll allow you to do is to click on the link and post it to the so everybody can see it, but it's not what we need here. Using collaboration. All right, cool. Yeah, guys, we'll get back to that, or I'll get back to that after the stream, spend a little more time on it and figure it out and go from there. Mr. Dixon, I sent you the link and you could take a look from there. Or maybe we can I don't know, maybe we can chat from here. I don't know. Let me show this again. Oh, I don't know. Ooh, I don't know if this will be. Hey, can you hear me? Oh man. Maybe I just cut myself off of the stream. It should be in your Gmail. You can hear me. Okay. I want to hold on. Let me see if the stream can hear me. I've never done this, so I might have just cut the audio for the stream off. Yeah, I did. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Oh, wait. You said I'm good. That means my speaker's on. Oh, wait. You said I'm good. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. My speaker was off. You should have it in your email. And I'm just waiting for you in there. You got it? Okay, cool. Okay. And once you get on, I'll add you to the stream. We can go from there and dissect this sucker. I do wish it didn't have this. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay, I see you. At the stream.
Okay, what's up, bro?
Nothing much, bro. Oh, wait. I gotta turn my speaker back on. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. What's good, man? Everything good?
Yeah, man. Just grinding, man. Same shit. So,
right.
Yeah, man. I've been working I'm still part of that Slack group I think I was telling you about before. So this is a project I'm working on now. Now this is all right. So that function you're looking at, fetch your user's profile.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of a entire user management. It might be probably better if I should probably just share. I don't know. Probably just share my entire screen,
well,
so I can see.
First, let's look at what the and we'll probably do that. But what's the problem? Because it also doesn't. It didn't get everything. I think you're missing this here. There you go. What's the problem? What is it doing or not doing?
Oh yeah, I missed the bottom column there.
Yeah, no biggie.
Yeah, okay, so the requirement, my maintainer was saying that, okay, all right, so that request user, okay, that's the decoded token from the JWT.
Okay, yeah, using
JWT.
Yeah,
okay, so, but you don't want the password, when you do bring that, you don't want the password to be populated when it brings it up, when you fetch the user. So I was thinking.
So hold on, you're trying to get it. You're trying to get rid of it from. Where are you trying to get rid of it from?
Well, when my maintainer was saying when I bring the profile, it should come up without the password. But that rec user has the password in it because it's pulling up the entire user, object.
Right. So you can either filter it in your query. So where's this being stored?
The rec user.
Yeah, the user. Are you saying rec user? Like
request user. I'm saying I'm being
request user. Okay. No, yeah, I'm just making sure. So this rec user here, where is this being stored? It's stored in your database, or like an array that acts as a database.
Yeah, it's being stored in a database.
Okay, so you can do that one of two ways, and again, just I guess stop me a little bit if anything, but me just looking at it, you can do that one of two ways. You can that rec user, the password. Is he saying that it should never even be put into like where it says rec user here? It shouldn't even be put into this function at all, or do you have to delete it before it gets to current user?
Yeah, he was, and that's the thing, it's stuff doing everything is always in text. It's very rarely you get video meetings. It was he kind of implied that I shouldn't need that current user object right there. But I'm thinking
he says you shouldn't need this, meaning like you should get everything. The only thing you should get rid of is the rec, is the password.
Yeah, so I have to bring back the user which is being found by the ID, in Postman, I'm like, but I'm doing exactly what he's saying in Postman. So that's why it's kind of throwing me off. I'm like, okay, I'm bringing the user back in Postman without the password. I even switched it up, authenticated different users, that's in the, the JSON, that's in the database.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it brings each different one up without the password. So I think he kept zoning in on he want that user, which is the ID attached to the request user. I'm like, if I keep using that, that's going to bring the password with it. I use the current user to filter out the password. I don't know. That's why I got.
This is what I would do. And the only reason I put this let here and associate it with your rec or your request is just to make it easier so we don't have to change all these the subsequent names. But you just do a delete is what I'm thinking. So if you want to remove an item from a JSON object, just do a delete. Use the delete keyword, and it'll delete the whatever the key is. It'll delete the key value pair for that object.
Yeah, but that's just for bringing a profile. That wouldn't actually affect the user's data in the database. He would have his password in the database, correct?
We've pulled it from the database, and we're not doing any type of database call to remove that. So this should only do it on that variable. So essentially, now that rec variable or that request variable is now a state of that what was taken from the database, but it doesn't go back and change what's in the database unless we go back and make a database call to delete or modify. So it's safe in a sense. A long story short.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just delete it. Okay, so maybe I wouldn't need the current user there if that's the case. I can just use the delete on that ID request user.
Yeah, I mean that's really it. That's how I think of it, because if he's like signaling, hey, you don't need that current user variable, or like kind of like made a whole new object out of it, because maybe you want everything else, you just only want to take out what you don't need. So instead of doing usually what you do is you do damn it, how does that work? So if your if statement or your conditional has a whole bunch of things of like, okay, I want to take out this, I want to take out this, I want to take out this, you just do the inverse and just say, hey, listen, I want everything but this. I think that's the right way of saying it. So for instance, if you have to do a whole bunch of deletes, then the better thing to do is just do the inverse of it. Or actually, all right, so I was working on a function earlier today, and one of the functions was like on key press or on key press. I wanted to run this function, and it has a regular expression. So anything that is a non-numeric character or non-number, I don't want to see it. I want to have it removed. So I had a regular expression that said, okay, I don't want parentheses. I don't want open brackets, closing brackets. I don't want dollar signs. I don't want this, blah, blah, blah. After a while, like that's going to be a long list, right? Like I don't want special characters. I don't want actual strings or actual alphanumeric or alpha characters. So an A, B, C, or D, whatever, all the way to C. After a while, it just says, hey, listen, I just don't want, I don't want anything that is not a number, right? Because at that point, instead of, hold on, let me see if I have it here. Let me bring this up on my other screen here. Oh, wow. This here. Inspect. Console. Sources. JS. I think it's in here. Value replace. So after a while, instead of having all the different things that I don't want in there, actually it's give you a better example or the full example here. JS signature. Oh shit, I don't have it in here either. Anyways, it takes too long to find this stuff, so I'll just. Well, I had this, I had, you know, every single alpha, like every single non-alpha numeric character in there, right? Equals, plus signs, dashes, all that shit. After a while, it's just like, listen, man, this is a long ass list. So if it ain't a number, just do this. You know, it's the point I'm making. So, so in this case, instead of like doing all the stuff that you want, just do the shit that you just take out what you don't want. That was so easily explained, and it took forever to get to that point. But you get the point now.
Okay.
Right. So at that point, your list of what you want is too long. Just it'll be a shorter list of what you don't want.
Okay, sweet.
So in that case, I'd say run it right now and then tell me how it looks.
Okay, yeah, let me try it.
All right, and then essentially this is all you have to do. You don't have to delete your stuff, but you can just go ahead and put in reassociate request with current user. Then you don't have to make a whole bunch of changes there. And I may have done that wrong, so because it says current user ID, so you may still have to do all this.
Yeah, let me see what happened. I'm pulling up Postman right now.
Yeah. And I don't know if this will work in Postman per se. Like you'll get the data, but I don't think you can run a delete command in Postman. Like this should be ran in your code.
Yeah, I already have it. You already have a code.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Oh, you're using Postman to see the response.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Give me a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay. Let me see.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm gonna try and work on this thing now. Okay, channel is quiet. Let's just put this on screen here. What's it giving you?
Well, the password property isn't coming up in the IntelliSense, so I'm kind of thrown off.
It isn't coming up at all?
Yeah, the password property.
How about this? You want to share your screen on your side so we can take a look at it?
Yeah, let me do that.
Okay. Remove mine and then add yours. All right. And then let me zoom in on my side.
All right, so you see. All right, so on the left is the authentication middleware. Now, here's the the ret user, which is the decoded token. Let's go.
It's returning rec.user. So let's go ahead and do this because you're destructuring rec.user. Can you have it just console log rec.u rec? No, just rec.
You want to just do just rec? Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing. So you could see it. And then we break it down from there. And then bring your Postman into view.
All right, I'm about to sign in again. All right. Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, there's some of the users I've been, playing with.
So that's how it should look right there. Or okay. Oh,
this is
what you can do is at the top where it says your get and it has that tab. Where it says like logo. Yeah, right click on that tab for the get. No, on the get tab. Yeah, right click and choose duplicate tab. That way, if you need to authenticate again, you don't have to like redo all this stuff. So let's go ahead and get to the other endpoint now. I think you want to get to the endpoint where you look at the profile endpoint and put it into that other, into that, no, into the second get tab. Don't mess with that one. And and then use profile. All right, that's the way it was before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not authenticating.
Yeah, the code. Yeah, the code. Yeah, it's probably timed out. Probably. I don't know. Hold on. Let me just do this real quick.
Also, get rid of that code after the stream because now everybody knows it. And it looks like it's on localhost, so it may not be a big deal. But if it was a public resource, you just gotta protect it.
Okay, you saying you'll change my port or?
No. That token you had, that API key.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Kind of showed it. You just showed it a second ago. Just make sure you get rid of it afterwards. Unless this is not if this is a local resource like on your computer, you don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just local.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no big.
Yeah, this ain't no no real project.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me. So ugly.
So what's the purpose of what we're doing right now? Like, are you adding this user?
Well, I'm finna sign this user. I'm finna sign this user in.
And once you sign this user in, then you're gonna go ahead and get profile information about that user.
Yeah. So I should be authenticated. I'm gonna get the token.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just like to understand the process. That's why.
No, you're good. I'm just retarded. I'm just multitasking. I'm just trying to.
You get used to it after a while, man.
I guess I don't matter. I'm tripping. I got a post. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, now.
Yeah, wait till you start learning Passport. That shit is annoying. Like just getting it started, man.
What is it?
Passport.
Passport?
Yeah, Passport JS.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, it's an authentication middleware, and it works. It's just to get it set up, man, and just get it working with your project and integrating it. JWT is so much easier, but you know, in terms of, I think JWT you can use it, but I mean, you have to refresh these tokens all the time. I forgot the problem, the issue with it, but with Passport, you know, it's a persistent database with your password and all that other stuff, or you have it in this persistent database, which you can still do with JWT, but Passport's the way to go for getting all types of information or authenticating with all types of other projects because it has so many different modules and middleware plugins that you can, or modules for that middleware. But it's just to get it started is a fucking pain.
All right, yeah. So this is the rec.
Okay, so you got the rec, and I think it should be in data. So look for the data key or something like that.
Yeah, this was a lot. I actually never did just the rec. I always was doing rec user. I did do the ret user in the console.
Oh, expand the console window so we can get a little bit more of that. So, I mean, I usually do stuff like this because then you see the request or the response. You really should be going after the response, I think, because that'll be your request. So if you go down, I think you're going to be doing rec user. So you're going to look for the user key, the socket. So keep going down. It'll be like the one with like the easiest to read data. Keep going down. It's gonna be, I think it's towards the bottom actually. So I have all your token information. So you got your res there as well. So that's cool. So user right there, and then I
just thought about it too. Showing that request won't hurt anything. I know you know more than I know about it on network.
The request, yeah, it might have a bit of a problem in there, like for some information, because we can see right there it says body.
I'm talking about showing it on the live stream. I was saying I just went from the top to bottom just now.
Oh yeah, that'll cause a problem too. Yes, I mean there's information in there that you can get, especially that JWT token. There's some stuff that gets repeated. I've had that with working with Coinbase, man. That shit gives you it gives you your API key back to you, and I'm like, bro, why do I need that back?
I'm saying I'm good. I'm saying like theoretically, if someone
exactly
what's to look at this live stream, I'm good, right?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay,
you're good because you're on localhost. If it was a public resource, yeah, you wouldn't be good, but you're okay. All right. But yeah, I've dealt with that with Coinbase. It's freaking this bullshit. I don't like it. All right, so you see where it has body, and that's the body that you sent over, and then the password, right? So what's the problem with the user? Like I'm seeing it give you the ID, first name, last name, the IAT, and the expiration. What's the problem there?
Right.
I mean, or in a sense, a better question is, where's the password?
Yeah, the password ain't there. And a lot of this code ain't finished too, because it's more than just me working on this. So we're using Git, everyone's, pushing code to it.
Oh, okay.
No. So yeah, it's not finished. So some stuff could, they simulating somewhat, best you can. We're being assigned task in Asana, and you got to kind of try to just stick to your task, whatever you're assigned and stuff like that.
Okay, so all right, so let's go back to the problem that the guy stated. You shouldn't have. He's saying that you shouldn't have the password field in there in your response.
Yeah, because so this. Yep. So this is the. All right. So this. Well, let me give you just a quick. All right. So this is like a website for students and mentor, like a self-learning website. So students sign in. You can get courses. This is course, just a course controller. If you need help, you can request a mentor. So that's basically the gist of this website. So this is the user management, what I'm working on. So this is to get all users there, fetch all users, fetch users by ID. And this is supposed to be to fetch users by the profile, which I actually don't even like the function at the beginning, because I'm like, he's saying he just wanted the email in a row, the name, email in the row to come out.
The name, email in the row, or the name, email, and ID? Like what row? Because I mean that sounds like
the row. Oh, the role is student. Yeah, the role is yeah, I know my accent, but yeah, the role is the student. in this particular. Well, it can be student or mentor. You know, those are the two, you know, profile roles that you can be. So either.
So he's saying that you don't need, all you need is those three things.
Yeah.
Well, I think what he's probably saying also is just maybe even using destructuring or something like that. No, I don't think you need to destructure it. But I wouldn't have a problem with the way you're doing it in terms of like filtering that out. But I mean, let's stay on the, you know, of course, I'll stay within the parameters of what the teacher's saying. I'd probably use, in terms of, if we look at your request, right, your request user, if we go.
Matter of fact, let me just, since I got the screen share, let me just pull up the pull request so you can just see what he's talking about.
Oh, okay, great.
All right, so yeah, so this.
Okay, where's his at?
He
said, so which one? Just highlight it for me.
Yeah, you could just remember that.
This whole
basically, this basically the gist. You know, he's commenting on the code after I had pushed it up.
Okay, it says the essence of finding the user by ID is so that you can fetch all of the user's information from the database. Okay, so you have a data. So essentially, you're going to fetch. So you're gonna use the ID, and then by using said ID, I should be able to find that user information.
Yep, and down here he's saying, so what you should be returning here should be the user you just found. And he's highlighting the code here. I did replace. I was thinking, like I say, I used the current user to filter out the password not showing.
I think I could think so. Okay, so he does. Where's the part where he says he doesn't want the password to show?
Well, that's what now that's not written here, but we did have a video called prior.
Okay.
You know, prior to this, when he was talking about he doesn't want the password to be shown. So yeah, that's not written in this, but yeah, that was mentioned prior.
If that's the case, then it looks like let's go back to your code. Yeah, let's go back to your code, and then in the user controller.js on line. So user.find by ID. All right, so ID, request.user. Let's on line 52, let's do a console log for user. So no, just sorry, line 52. Let's go ahead and just go back. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
So you want to write off?
Start a new line. No, you don't want to do it within the if statement. You should be doing it before that if statement.
You want before, okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. And then just do console.log and open parentheses ID. Oh no, user actually. Let's just do user, because then we'll get the user object that's returned. Let's go ahead and get rid of that console log on line 50. We don't need that. We don't want to mess up or have a whole bunch of stuff outputted there. Console log user. And then from here, you can go ahead and do a request via your API. You might have to, I guess, re-authenticate, I guess.
Yep. So it pulls up the entire user.
Cool. So then down here, what we want is in user. So it gives you the user, and he says you want everything. He wants everything but the
Password.
Password. All right, yeah. So here, what we'll do is where it says console log user before that line, just go ahead and do delete user dot password. No. I want that line. Just add a, yeah, and add a line before it. Delete, and then user dot password. I usually don't like to add the ID as well. Like I usually get rid of those. So, but I don't know what he wants. But yeah, so that should be it. Okay, so let's do this. No, you should. Is that right? No, it should. We're not worried about rec user anymore because now we've already used it to find the ID. Why is it outputting that password still? User delete user that password. I'm trying to do this without reassigning it to a whole new object. So let's just do it. Well, okay, let's just do it.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm like, man, I want to use that current user. You know, I'm kind of wondering if we having, you know, me and him, you know. I know he had a lot on his head too. I was thinking maybe he kind of just rushed and looked at it. I don't know, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think he's wrong, man. But I think what's happening here is if error, else if not user, else return user. My thing is you should be able to. User is now an object that's been passed to you, and you have it. Now you should be able to do delete password, or you can delete that key on the user object. So save this again and run it or do another get, because that doesn't look right. Like that should delete that key from that object. And then from that point on, the object is forever changed. All right, go ahead and run a query. All right, well, that's totally wrong then. Console log user. All right, so do this. Yeah, I mean, you're just gonna have to send another item. And what's sent back to you? Is it sending that whole entire user object with the password?
Yeah, it's the entire one. Yep, same. Just like in the
perfect. What's console?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Go ahead and let's go back to this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do let on so a new line before the delete. So let fetched user, you can say fetched user. Equal user. And then semicolon. And then instead of delete user.password, just delete fetch user. No, don't get rid of the password. Just get rid of the user port. Yeah, there you go. And then console log fetch user. Enter or save, yeah. And then yeah. Do you have another function that's running underneath that? Like, okay, so that endpoint, is it actually running fetch user's profile? Yeah, that's your problem right there. You're editing the wrong function.
No, this is under but this is still up under this find by ID. This is under the fetch user's profile function.
Now, when you say fetch user profile function, is that function being executed when you go to that endpoint? So like if I look under that endpoint, let's go to that endpoint, right? And is it running fetch user profile when you're trying to execute that endpoint?
Yeah, because the fetch user profile, this is the only one, this is the only route with the authentication I got to it. I deleted it from the other routes.
So if I go to your router, so authenticated user controller, and then what is controller defined as? Controller defined as user controller. Okay, I see that there. And then dot fetch user profile. All right, so go back to that. And then ID request. Oh, okay. So in this case, for that else, instead of returning user, return. Well, no, you shouldn't have that problem. But go ahead and change it to fetch user. But that shouldn't be the problem.
No, actually, I think that might be it right there. I think.
Well, it should. Well, we're looking at our console.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that shouldn't be the issue there because we should delete it and then that should be it. But run it and see what happens and see if it shows up any different. I have a feeling that that's the wrong. Yeah, I mean you've shown that it isn't though. So and then let me know what the results are from Postman.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. It's the entire. Well, it does says, of course, it says fetch user instead of user fully. But,
How does it say fetch user? What the
because it's returned. Yeah, because returning a fetch user from right here.
JSON. Wow. Oh. What the flying fuck? Oh, okay. Do this. Go ahead, because that should be a JSON object itself. So message.error.
Yeah, it is object. You see, it has the
So
it's the fetch user object.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
All these objects and
that doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. Give me a sec here. All right, so res.send. Yeah, so he says status 200. Instead of where it says fetch user, take that whole thing out along with the curly braces. And within that parentheses, actually, no, just take out the curly braces. That's fucking weird. All right, save it and save it, run it. Okay. Let me just do something in this JS fiddle here, because
Yeah, the only difference is it just doesn't acknowledge the fetch user object. It's just the contents of the object.
right, it doesn't. Yeah, and
That's the only that's the only difference.
Okay. Right here, JS fiddle. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna create a. Oh, can you still see me on this?
So in the fiddle, yeah, I got my fiddle up on my other monitor.
Oh, okay, I can still see it. Okay, cool. All right, perfect. All right, so let's just create a object, right? And that object, bring this up on your screen so we can just see it and just share it. And then everybody should, or bring up the JS fiddle and then have that take up your whole screen there. Perfect. All right, great. So we're just going to create an object. That object is going to have password, test, and name. All right, now if I wanted to, I can console.log object, right? And then let's go ahead and run that. Oh, I need to, where is, should be a terminal option. Where is that now?
Yeah, this is the CSS.
Where's terminal at? Terminal. Clear console. Well, I guess I can do inspect and then it should give me something. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the fiddle, but I know time I used it.
Yeah, with fiddle, you should have an option to where you can see. I'm sorry, I'm also trying to find it on my end when I'm saying all that. There should be an option for terminal, but I guess they got rid of that or something.
It might be a pop-up, maybe. Maybe
yeah, I mean,
probably just hit run and a pop-up comes up.
I
don't know.
Yeah, let me just, I'll do it another way. All right, cool. Let me just do it another way. I think I could just do document body. I could do it like this, run. Okay. I don't want to put a whole bunch of HTML into this, but I might have to. Oh, great. Okay. Objects. div ID equals output div element by ID output. Inner HTML. It's like so much for this shit. Just so I can get a freaking output. There we go. All right, cool. So this is our output. So you can go ahead and choose run on that on your side and expand the white section to the right once you do that. Yeah, well, go ahead and choose run again because I see it on my side. It is not liking what you're doing over there, bro. Well, I guess let me share my screen then. Yeah, sorry about this. I'm gonna go ahead and remove yours.
Okay.
Mine. Look good. Inception. Or screenception. All right, so this is what shows on my side, right? You should see that, and I think the rest of the stream should see that as well. Let me just make sure. All right, great. Cool. All right, so it should say, password test, name Michael. The point is, even with all that, right, I should say be able to do, I did all that just so we can just do this, right? Delete object.password, right? And this is how simple it should be. Like, well, let's see here. You see how now it's gone? Like, that should be all you have to do. So when you're showing me what you're showing me, when you're showing me that, I'm like, okay, is there another function that's returning the same thing and not doing what you're supposed to? In this case, right? It's like, or it's not doing what it's supposed to. It's just like, you look at the function, you're like, yo, bro, you're not doing what you're supposed to. So I'm wondering, do you have another function that's returning this stuff and it keeps returning user, and we're not looking at the right function or editing the right function? Because it literally is that simple to do this in terms of deleting a key from an object and then printing it out, which is why he says you don't need to do the current user variable, because it's an added step, because all you have to do is delete and then whatever the object is or the key of that object. So we'll bring up your screen again. Oh, excuse me. Remove mine, add yours. So in that case, let's see what you got. Why is it really think that you feel like it's steeped or something? Made of stars.
All right, is my screen sharing? Or
yeah, I see yours. Yeah, yours is up.
All right.
So if that's the case and we have all of this, user find, and it's console logging everything.
Maybe it got to do with the JW. Because this is what a decoded token is coming from. So the ret user Okay, so the decoded token is being exported from here. All right. This is the
only reason I say no to this, like we can explore, right? The only reason I say no to this is because, one, we have a console log that is under that write function. So like that's another thing, right? Like when we do a console log, it does it for fetch user. So I'm wondering why it's not taking it out. So user find by ID, we put the ID in. And you also have the part where it says .json. I mean, do you have to do it .json? Can you just do .send and then send, like instead of res, it says res.send or res.status? And actually, why are you returning it? Because res already does a return, I believe, but no biggie. I think it works regardless. So line 60, go ahead and just comment that line out, and let's copy that line. We're gonna just copy the majority of that, right? Yeah, there you go. And put it on the new line. I'm not gonna lie, I'm low key triggered that you're not using keyboard shortcuts yet.
I'm still a Padawan, man. It's coming. It's coming.
No, bro. It needs to be here. Ain't no more. Ain't no coming along and all that other bullshit. It needs to be here. Let's go. Killing yourself along with me. All right. So instead, get rid of everything all the way up to the res dot on that line. All right, and then we're gonna do res.send. So put send there. Then we're just gonna send fetch. You're gonna send fetch user. And save it. Control S. Hey, come on. Control S. There you go. Look at that. How many clicks you just saved? This small animal is dying with every click that you use. And then now let's go ahead and run a
same shit.
I ain't never seen some wild shit like this. So if error.
Yep, and it's authenticated. This is the only one.
Controller.fetch user profile. Go back to controller.
Yeah, I'm about to give up really myself. Because I don't want to keep you up too late. I actually don't want to be up too late for them. So.
Yeah. No, that's annoying, bro, because that should not be doing that. If I delete it, console log.
Yeah, it ain't too much. I'm trying to think of where else at in the code. Take a look at. I mean, it ain't too much else dealing with the user. I mean, here's the user model right here. It ain't really nothing else. It ain't really nothing else. The only thing dealing with it is the authentication and that, in the JWT.
Well, probably one of the bigger things about the schema is that, it helps with saving. So you're using Mongoose and all that. So if you're doing that, go back to the controller. All right, cool. And then, no, you're there. Okay. Fetch user. Do this for me. Let's go ahead and comment from line 50 all the way down to line 65. Let's just do a multi-line comment there.
All the way down to what line?
Yeah, line 65.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 63. All right, let's add another space there. Let's go ahead and delete user or delete space user. User dot password. And then console log user. And next line. And then we're going to do a res.send. And then we're just going to do double single quotes. Open and close. There we go. And then make sure it's only 2 of them. So I know sometimes it adds it for you. So the only reason we do this res.send is because we want to make sure that it sends some type of data to the front end so that it doesn't time out. So and it's just annoying when it times out is all it is, because it annoys me that, it's an error. So let's go to Postman and then go ahead and run it. We should see the console log on the system side as well. Oh, bro, you're killing me. Never in my presence. Click that save button again. Bro, you got other problems, man. That's not right. User find one. Is there another console log somewhere else?
I didn't pull up anything though. I guess because we ain't got nothing in the res.send, but
right. Okay. Okay. That shows that what we're doing is affecting something. But console log.user.
Well, we do got the user up here in the
yeah, and that's what we're working on, or we're acting on, is that user that's passed in the arrow function.
it's still the password still showing. Yeah.
Right. Expand the terminal section at the bottom there. Is there more to this? No. If you scroll up, there's nothing. Wow, bro. I don't know. That's not working. There's something else that's. Oh man, is it? Holy shit. ID request.user. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Well, you got to remember too, like I'm kind of tripping too. All right, now you know this user. This is the user model, so it's pulling. It's pulling the user from the database. It's finding by the ID of the user in the database. So I think that's different from probably.
Well, the thing is, if we're looking at it from that standpoint, like if there's a confusion, one, the user model, of course, that's defined is capital U, so that shouldn't be a problem. But then it's returning user from the arrow function, so that user, that has a value to associated with it, right? So we're working on that user value variable.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're working on that user response, and then with that user response, sorry, squeaky desk. We have user.password, and the only thing I can think of is Can we console log user dot roll? Yeah, let's just console user dot roll. See what it does, because if that shit gives me the whole thing, and then there's something else, man. You got something else console logging.
I'll see what happens. It put the student. That's the role.
Hey, guys, that's some baby back bullshit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't work. That doesn't make any sense. You should not be able to do that. And I don't want to do some janky ass shit like tell you, oh, okay, just make user password equal, nothing. You can do that. You can have it. You can blank it out, but it shouldn't be sending.
Bro, I'm the way I had it. To be honest, I actually think I'm for the comment the hell out that pull request. Like, I'm ready to down that shit. Like,
we can't
because it like the way I was doing it, it filtered out the password, and I was able to do it for every test user I'm dealing with.
Listen, we walk away, but we never give up, bro. Can't do it. So let's do this. Delete user dot password. I know that's right. I know that. What the fuck is that? Did I get bitten? That's weird. Freaking got goosebumps or something all over my damn hand. Oh jeez. I think I'm gonna die. Yo, what is this? Ew, that is really weird. Okay, sorry. You should not roll. Okay, put that back. Control Z there. And then res.send, instead of parentheses or instead of quotes, put user. I mean, we're just doing the same thing over again, but save that. I hate you so much. I can't believe you're still using.
Actually, last one before that I did the control. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to break, man.
Yeah, bro. Gotta learn it, bro. Gotta learn it. Get on yourself. Have like a little version of me in your head. Go ahead and run it in Postman.
Yep. So I got the entire user. Yeah.
Wait, what is it doing? Oh, okay. Well, you know what we can do? Find by ID. Give me a sec. Because I don't know why it's doing that. But there is a thing around that. So give me a sec. Mongoose. You can do projections or filtering. Mongoose.
You saying so instead of using the find by ID, use another
No, you still use find by ID, but you can project what you don't want. It's called projection, I believe. I'm looking at the documentation on my end. Mongoose. API, read the docs. And there's queries. Where's queries? IDs. Where's what I actually need? You're giving me all this other shit. Query. Model that find by ID instead. Current use find by ID instead. Okay, that's what I'm trying to use. Come on. Give Daddy what he wants. Stop fucking around. Okay.
You in the Mongoose documentation?
Yeah. Let's go do. There's like model.find by ID and name length parameters projection. Okay. Object string, array string, optional fields to return C query.select. Okay. Find by ID. Error function name length. Click on the adventure's name and length. Okay, so ID. Using callback. So what you want in this case, where it says name and length. Okay, so what you want to do in this case is you don't want password. So let's go to your code. In between ID and in between ID. Ooh, this is really shitty.
And the callback function.
Yeah. Dot exact. Wow, this is really not cool. Optional fields to return C select and then select. Okay, exclude C and D plus foo. Okay, so what's the proper fucking schema for this shit? So, all right, so in between ID, we're going to do space, single quotes, minus sign, and then password. But we're going to, there's going to be no space in between the minus and password. And then after the closing single quote, we'll put in a comma. And then go ahead and save that. Looks like that resolved properly. All right, go ahead and let's run it.
Oh, whoa, that did it.
Yeah. So I mean,
what? Hold on. What you got to show me? Pull up the Mongoose.
I don't have to show you none of my damn secrets.
Man, you found that in the documentation?
I also know MongoDB and how it works. There's what you call projections. So, but Mongoose does it a different way because, of course, Mongoose adds an abstraction layer. I just sent you the link in the chat. So, but then it has something where it says select, or it references select, like C query select. And I just sent you that in the chat as well. But if you
okay, projection. Okay, I see what you're saying now.
So Mongo,
right. It's one of the parameters.
That's a fucking cool ass picture too. Yeah.
Projections. Yes, I never really paid attention to projections. Okay, so yeah, that's sweet. And like you say, it goes back to what my maintainer was saying. I didn't have to do all that what I was doing.
Right. I mean, you know, what you're doing is not bad, but he's just trying to show you a different way as well. So that's like, it's like, you know, take yourself out of it, you know, or take your ego out of it. Or sorry, in my case, take my ego out of it. Cause I'm like, man, that's bullshit. Fuck that. MongoDB and then projections. Projections in MongoDB documentation is a little bit more straightforward. Excuse me. And this is just for the chat. I mean, you already have your stuff solved, but a part of what you can do when you're working with like MongoDB directly, especially when you're working in the MongoDB in the Mongo shell, you can actually do projections where you say, hey, listen, I don't want, because you can also do minus the ID field, minus the V field which is like version whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually get rid of all of those. So actually, this is probably a better article for it on Geeks for Geeks. And it just talks about Mongo projections. So to even clean up your query even more, so we can, we can get back, put all that other stuff back in there and get rid of that. And then now it should send, however, and you don't need fetch user anymore. Yeah, you could delete line 61. And then have it follow and then and just edit line 60. Yeah, I hate that. That's so annoying. I hate that. But these are like the problems that you run into, man, where you just like, listen, man, we're not giving up. We just walk away, think about something. Also, take your ego out of it. That's a lesson for me right there, where it's just like, this fucking works, but like, you're just so I get so pig-headed about it or headstrong about it, where it's just like, I have to make this work the way I know it works. And it doesn't work not because of what you know and your knowledge or lack of knowledge. It's really just, it's actually more of lack of knowledge because I don't know how I didn't account for Mongoose doing that. Also, you can get rid of line 40 or line 39 to 47. Then clean up your code even further. Make sure your line 50, the indents on line 50 look a little bit better as well. So you're gonna have to pull out that if statement. No, sorry, not pull out. Pull it back 2 spaces. There you go. 1 more space. Try and make sure that you space to the right. So 2 spaces to the right. There you go. So always trying to make sure that your code blocks line up like that because it's a lot easier for you to read. Also, line 53 that needs to move to the left 1 space. Yeah, right about there. That should be good. And then get rid of line 52 space. Like you don't need that line there. All right. And then in terms of that, get rid of line 49. Always go through and clean this stuff up. Like right now, as I said, I have this project that I have to release by Monday. And one of the things I have to do is I have to go ahead and I had to go through all my JavaScript files, all my controller files, and then clean up old code that I had commented out and just say, hey, listen, man, this is not going to be there. I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to try and hoard this code at all. And if anything, go down and then you can get rid of all those other things as well in that find ID. Let's just make sure all this works. And, in that find ID, you can get rid of the actual database ID, which I don't like giving that up because it's like I only give the user the information that they need. I'm not going to give them the database ID. I'm not going to give them the VID because that would reveal that, hey, you're probably using Mongoose. Then that could lead to showing that, hey, there's another issue. Oh no, you have to, so in that the parentheses, or sorry, in the single quotes there, just do parentheses, yeah, or comma, and then actually no, hold on. I think I'm telling you the wrong thing. No, you don't, just do space and instead of the comma. So take the comma out.
Okay.
And it splits it itself. And then put the, yeah, okay. And then I forgot, it's like underscore V some shit. And that ID, it has to be underscore ID. So minus underscore. Yeah, right there. And then scroll up in your terminal and you'll see what the other thing that gets returned. So go, yeah, so it's underscore underscore V. So minus underscore underscore V. No, you got to add it to that list. So we got to do it within the single quotes.
Yeah, I'm tripping. All right, let me see what happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, you did do the minus. Okay, good.
I would have never found out about the projections.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up.
It's like, I forgot how I found it a while back, but essentially if you want to remove stuff and do it within the query. And again, the nice thing about stuff like that is that you're using, like, you don't have to write code because code is already there or functions are already there or capabilities are already there. So you don't have to do that. Oh, did it not work?
Yeah, I think we need the ID.
Oh, you shouldn't need that. Well, okay. Weird. Oh, it did. What it returned? User not found.
Yeah, the request. Well, it didn't even return the error message. It just the request didn't even. You get the postman icon. Shit.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
What is, I don't see it.
Well, it's returning now with the ID.
Oh, well, I mean, I usually like to
because
take, you don't have to go too crazy with it. Yeah, like you already passed the ID, so you shouldn't need it in your response. It's like my thing. Like it's like, and that's a security thing. So not a big deal, because yeah, I mean, not a big deal because it's not like it's like life changing right now. But keep that in mind. Only give people what they actually need. And don't give them more. You only give them more if that's your standard procedure.
That's actually when I created that current user, I didn't have the ID in that neither. I took out the password and the ID. I just had the name, email, and the role. Because I was actually thinking along those same lines too. Like, why would someone need the ID? Like, that don't even make sense.
Yeah, and it's the database ID too. So it's not.
Yeah, I didn't think that for a heck. Like they actually could get the ID going to the database.
Yeah, because that database ID is how you use it to find it, but it's also like, I don't know if there's any security vulnerabilities of that. That's being a little bit more healthy paranoia, if you will. Thing is now it works and that's it. But all right, bro, I'm gonna get off here.
Yeah, let me get out. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm tired too, man. Bro, you a lifesaver, bro. I got it.
No problem. How does that, like, bring it up in post, man? Let's see how this sucker looks, man, so people can see, like, the result.
Oh yeah, it works.
Great.
It works, y'all.
Cool. Yeah, wow, nice. Oh, that's why it says user. Oh, wow, okay. I never return JSON like that. I just return the object, so it doesn't just show as user. So for instance, if you wanted to, if you go back to your code and then take out the parentheses user when you return Like if you just send, if you do just a send, and then instead of saying .json and then user the way you just did, it'll return just the JSON object without it encapsulated in another JSON object. So comment out line 47. And then create a new line underneath that. Res.send. And then parentheses user. And save. And then go ahead and let's bring up Postman, see how that looks. Yeah, you see how it just returns the object now?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not encapsulated in another object that has a key of user that has an object as its value. This is how I usually like to do it. I don't know of any other way because I just want to. I want the raw. I want the JSON. So you can encapsulate it with data and all this other stuff. You just got to understand in terms of when you're writing API, it has to be standardized. So you don't want to just on this function it returns user and then it returns an object that contains a key that is user and then that the value to that key is another object. Right, so you want to keep that standard going, but just to show you the possibility, you don't need to do it like that. And sometimes it may be best practice to add .json, and then other times it may not. Like it's just not necessary, as you can see. Also, returns, you don't need return instead of in front of res because res already does a return.
Yeah, because it's a response. Yeah.
Yeah, and it already does a return and ends the function or exits out of the function, which is a problem if you use it in loops.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I just got caught up. Just I saw other code doing it like that. I kind of just got caught up too.
Again, we're just talking like obviously it works. It's just that's how I do it, but I'm just showing you the possibility. You don't have to do it like that. But more importantly, since you've already been doing it like that, keep doing it like that.
Yeah, one thing I'm starting to learn too, code, is just like, I mean, it's still, it's like a written language, just like how you write essays.
Yep.
Of course, you got your standardization of how you're supposed to write, but you can be a poet or you can kind of write it. In your, you can kind of write it in your way and it's still going to work.
Right. Like soliloquies or whatever.
Yeah.
Or haikus. It has a standard. It has like, okay, this many not variables, this many vowels is a haiku or something like that. Is it vowels? Yeah, where you count the vowels. Mine.
I forget the
English term.
I forget the structure to
the
haiku.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Haiku is something different, but essentially, I think a haiku or whatever, you have to count. I think with a haiku, you count the vowels, and it has to be like 5 vowels and 3 vowels. Anyways, you get
hopefully I get good enough where I can be, breaking, kind of breaking loose, kind of doing my own thing with it.
Yeah, eventually it comes in time, bro. Once you do it a little bit more. But all right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream. Appreciate you all showing up. Appreciate you, Mr. Dixon, for making me pull my hair out. It's always appreciated, man. But guys, man, appreciate you guys always showing up. And then for those that catch the replay, I appreciate you as well, man. And thank you for Richard Dixon coming through. And then also thanks to D Stu for sending the CashApp, man. I really do appreciate that. Guys, always invest in yourself first, whether that's buying a course or investing in stocks, bonds, cryptocurrencies, what have you. Make money before you give me money. But I do appreciate when you do. Peace.
Peace.